Just ahead on CTV News.
The Prince George's County Council inches closer to finding relief for laid-off federal workers. I'm Bryce Parker. We'll have that story and more coming up on CTV News.
Plus, the former vice president is back. We hear what she has to say about Trump's first 100 days. And it's time to make a decision. Local high school seniors share their post-graduation plans. Those stories and more on CTV News, starting now.
Good evening, this is CTV News for May 1st. I'm Michaela Newton.
And I'm Mariah Jalad. Thanks for joining us. Well, an emergency bill for federal workers was heard before the County Council's Government Operations and Fiscal Policy Committee today.
CTV's Bryce Parker is outside of the County Administration Building in Largo with more.
The County Council's Government Operations and Fiscal Policy Committee met today to further discuss their plan of action regarding the up to 30,000 Prince Georgians who either could be or have already been laid off by the federal government.
We do recognize that our industry in this area is federal workers. If they go under, we go under.
The Federal Worker Emergency Assistance Act, known as CB24, will provide support programs such as financial assistance, housing relief, and job placement to displaced Prince Georgians.
The legislative intent is to ensure stability for those among the 30,000 federal workers whose livelihoods have been impacted here in Prince George's County.
Councilmember and bill sponsor Walla Blagay, nervous of a potential recession, says she feels the immediate need of her district residents.
People are calling our office just saying, please make sure there's someone that can hire me next Friday because I really cannot take another day without a paycheck.
Convincing the committee to be prepared to push the act forward today.
This would not be anybody who retired. This would not be anyone that took a buyout. This will be someone that unexpectedly were laid off from their job.
Until an unexpected viewpoint from a county resident who had been employed by the federal government for almost 3 decades brought something to the table.
Next month, I will be forced into an early retirement with a reduced annuity bringing home a quarter of my current salary. It is not voluntary.
Prompting the committee to motion for a hold.
Motion to hold carries 4-0.
So that they can have more time to account for those who may have been forced into retirement.
Even though we're holding it today, I want you to know that this is a priority for the council. It's on our priority agenda for negotiation with the administration to make sure that there's funding set aside for this.
Reporting in Largo, I'm Bryce Parker, CTV News.
The committee will revisit the bill in the coming weeks. Meanwhile, Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen isn't holding back. He's calling the first 100 days of Trump's second term a lawless assault on democracy. Speaking on the Senate floor, Van Hollen slammed the president's across-the-board tariffs, saying they're driving up costs for American families and stalling the economy. He also took aim at what he calls Trump's blatant disregard for constitutional rights and public service.
Over 200 lawsuits have been filed in federal courts around the country because we are watching this president break laws on every front, on everything from his illegal freezing and impoundments of taxpayer funds for important public programs that benefit communities all over the country, to his illegal firings of patriotic federal employees, including many veterans who provide critical public services, to letting Elon Musk loose on federal government programs with a chainsaw, not to make government more efficient, but to rig government for the already rich and powerful, like Elon Musk, at the expense of everybody else.
Van Hollen says he continues to fight back and urge Congress to defend democratic institutions before it's too late.
And Maryland Attorney General Anthony Brown says the efforts to bring wrongly deported Maryland man Kilmar Abrego Garcia home are being impeded by Trump administration attorneys that are, quote, playing dumb. In an interview last week, Brown said pressure needs to be put on the administration to facilitate Abrego Garcia's return, which was ordered by the Supreme Court. The Trump administration says Abrego Garcia was deported to a prison in El Salvador because of an administrative error. And this week, President Donald Trump said he does have the power to return Abrego Garcia to the U.S., but won't.
And the Trump administration continues its effort to crack down on illegal immigration. At a White House cabinet meeting, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy warned that states and municipalities could lose federal infrastructure funding for giving driver's licenses to undocumented immigrants. Currently, 19 states, including Washington, D.C., allow undocumented immigrants to receive driver's licenses. And here at home in Maryland, undocumented residents can get a driver's license if they show proof of filing state taxes for 2 years. And a brutal 5-vehicle crash in Montgomery County Wednesday leaves one woman dead and another person in the hospital. Maryland State Police arrived near the outer loop of I-495 west of Route 187 shortly before 11:30 a.m. Investigation shows 4 vehicles and a tow truck were traveling on I-495 when the truck failed to control its speed. The truck hit the back of a car before veering off the shoulder, then re-entered the roadway and struck a second car, which ended up hitting 2 other vehicles.
And the first candidate to enter the 2026 race for Maryland governor is Republican John Myrick from Prince George's County. Myrick briefly ran for U.S. Senate in the 2024 Republican primary and is a hard critic of Governor Westmore and his policies on budget, taxes, and the economy. Now, Myrick has tapped former Washington County Delegate Brenda Tham to be his running mate. Myrick is currently the only candidate to officially file for office. Governor Moore and Lieutenant Governor Aruna Miller are expected to seek re-election. And she's back on the national stage and not holding back. Former Vice President Kamala Harris blasted President Trump's first 100 days, calling out reckless tariffs, unconstitutional demands, and a growing culture of fear. At a gala in San Francisco, Harris rallied women leaders to push back, warning Trump's moves threaten the rule of law, the economy, and democracy itself.
Instead of an administration working to advance America's highest ideals, we are witnessing the wholesale abandonment of those ideals. Let us not be duped into thinking everything is chaos. I know it may feel that way, but understand what we are in fact witnessing is a high-velocity event where a vessel is being used for the swift implementation of an agenda that has been decades in the making.
Now, she didn't address her future plans for running for office, but with critics loud and supporters loyal, Harris may not be done just yet. And you're watching CTV News. I'm Mariah Jalad.
And I'm Michaela Newton. Still to come.
A laundromat in Lanham is setting itself apart from its competition. I'm Katara Jones. I'll tell you how they're doing it coming up on CTV News.
I wonder if you know that I want the best for you. I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that the big homie needs help too. He can't just rebound from everything. I know you've been grinding.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
But how long will you fight solo? I wonder if you know that we can get help. I wonder why we waited so long. I'm not wondering anymore. Love, your mind. Let's see how far we can go.
Whether it's our stories, the warmth of our laugh, or our family's secret sauce, we all bring something different to the table. So make some space. The power of connection is waiting right outside your comfort zone. Learn how you can help strengthen your community at belongingbeginswithus.org/teamup.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. innovating to prepare students for our fast-changing world. They're skilled experts, discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, leading by example. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org.
Bankruptcy filings are climbing, marking a 13% spike over the past year. New numbers from the U.S. courts show total filings hit nearly 530,000 as of March 31st, up from just less than 470,000 a year ago. Business bankruptcies jumped nearly 15%, while non-business filings rose 13%. The surge continues, a post-pandemic trend, but total cases still fall well below the peak seen after the 2008 financial crisis. Experts say Chapter 7 filings, which typically involve liquidation, make up the largest share.
Well, the Trump administration is planning to cut $1 billion in school mental health grants, funding that helps schools hire counselors and psychologists. The money comes from a 2022 gun violence bill signed by President Biden, but officials now say the programs go against civil rights law and weren't a fair use of federal funds. Grant recipients were told this week the money will end after this year. And Maryland is doubling down on helping community college students reach the finish line and earn that bachelor's degree. And a new effort aims to change that. The Maryland Higher Education Commission and the Aspen Institute are launching the Maryland Transfer Intensive. It's a 7-year plan to boost transfer success and degree completion. Right now, only about a quarter of transfer track students actually make the jump to a 4-year school, and even fewer finish their degree. The new program brings 25 colleges and universities together to improve those numbers. And Prince George's County seniors are celebrating their next big step.
Whether that's college, the military, or a career, that's right, it's Decision Day in Prince George's County. More than 3,000 seniors packed into an energetic event to celebrate their futures.
From college and military reps to career vendors and even the Morgan State Marching Band, this was more than a party. It was a launch pad for life after high school.
Congratulations to those seniors. Now this is just the beginning.
And graduation season is officially underway in Prince George's County.
And a laundromat right here in the county is changing the game on how it operates.
That's right. CTV's Katera Jones takes us inside the business where it was packed with customers. Take a look.
I'm inside VIP Bubbles, a laundromat here in Lanham. And what sets this business apart from other laundromats is that it uses state-of-the-art technologies on its washers and dryers.
VIP Bubbles is doing business differently than traditional laundromats. Instead of inserting coins directly into a washing machine or dryer, customers can buy a laundry card, put money on it, and then use the card at its machines.
Technology has advanced so much that nothing really is with the dollar. Everything is on a card. So it's more convenient for you because when the customers come in, they find out that they light up.
Here at VIP Bubbles, the machines have touch pads, which allow customers to easily pick what type of washing or drying load they want to do.
As we say, we're cleaner, we're faster, and we're better. And when we talk about VIP, that's what we're doing. We're doing VIP, meaning that we're coming to get your clothing from your car, and we're taking it to your car. Other laundromats don't do that.
This business has been open since July of last year, and Sheila Miller has been coming ever since.
It's nice and clean. It's for the community. The people here are friendly.
Co-owner and general manager Clayton Spurl says this business has been a dream for him and his brothers who grew up going to laundromats. He is currently working on plans to open another laundromat, this time in Largo. Katera Jones, CTV News.
VIP Bubbles is open 24 hours and even provides a wash and fold delivery service to its customers.
And for more details, visit myvipbubbles.com. Okay, that is the luxury laundry experience.
Absolutely.
I've never seen anything like that.
Extremely convenient.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, well, still to come on CTV News.
Ahoy, sailors! Just ahead, we take you to the docks where boats are literally lined up for the DC boat shows.
What's the Move is up next? We got something for dog lovers, music lovers, and Star Wars lovers. Don't go anywhere. It's coming right up next.
Vision loss is not something that you feel until it happens.
Most people lose their vision from diseases like macular degeneration and glaucoma, not at birth.
With macular degeneration, you lose your central vision.
You have a blind spot right in the center of your face, so I can't actually see your face.
So even that little circle in which I could see became a big blur.
I was 65 when I first was diagnosed with glaucoma.
There were no symptoms. I had no headaches.
3 million Americans have glaucoma, and half don't even know it.
11 million people in the United States have macular degeneration.
You lose mobility, independence, changes your entire life.
So many eye disorders can be treated if caught early.
My husband tells me that I have beautiful brown eyes, and I don't want to lose that.
Make a plan today to get your eyes checked.
Visit brightfocus.org to learn more.
Diversity is in our nature. It is in nature, too. Biodiversity. It connects us and sustains us. But nature's biodiversity is at risk more than ever before, and the future of all life is in our hands. So what will you do? Love it or lose it?
It is so hot out today, but I'm about to get this hike in, and I just had to show you the view. Beautiful.
Yo, you should come out here. We came outside to unwind.
Oh, wow.
Close the laptop. Transmission.
We outside. Come find us.
Welcome back. Maryland's craft beverage scene just got a major boost. Governor Wes Moore announced more than $2 million in grants to support local breweries, wineries, and distilleries. The funding will help 52 businesses with everything from equipment and marketing to agricultural projects and events, all part of an effort to grow Maryland's craft beverage industry and create jobs. Officials say the goal is to attract more visitors, promote diversity, and support local farms, all while putting Maryland on the map as a craft beverage destination.
And Maryland State Police are reminding motorists to drive responsibly ahead of Cinco de Mayo weekend. All 23 state police barracks and the State Police Impaired Driving Reduction Effort Team will conduct DUI enforcement patrols all across Maryland. State troopers will be enhancing their operations to keep traffic moving in an effort to reduce lives lost in traffic accidents. According to the Maryland Department of Transportation, on average, 158 lives are lost and 2,700 others are injured due to impaired driving every year. So please plan ahead and get home safely this weekend.
The annual DC boat shows are making their return to the National Harbor to kick off boating season.
And CTV's Noel James set sail and has the details.
Calling all captains and boat enthusiasts, the DC boat shows are back, and it's all happening here at the beautiful National Harbor where all these hundreds of boats are going to be on display. All aboard? Cinco de Mayo weekend is getting off to a wavy start at the harbor. More than 250 sail and power boats are docked for eager buyers and curious sailors to get a front row view of the show. The three-day event will feature food and cocktails and a beach party. Kelly Stewart, managing partner at the DC Boat Show, calls it the must-attend family event.
You know, we're really celebrating boat life on the Potomac River, everything from fishing to boating to chartering to boat rentals, kayaks, anything. We just want to get people on the water.
But the main event, the boats themselves. Luxury and sporty selections are up for grabs. Keegan Smith from Sailaway Catamarans is ready to show off their fleet to buyers.
Our goal is to get people knowledgeable about sailing if they want to, and also just having a good time out on the water. We can help people find any used catamarans, any model. If you're not interested in these and you're looking for maybe something a little cheaper or maybe even more expensive, we can help you find anything on the market. We're kind of like realtors, but for catamarans.
And bring your appetites as well for the Catfish Canopy, a workshop on how to catch, fillet, and cook catfish taught by experts like Ernie the Hog Snatcher. And for the young sailors,
we're actually going to have a really big fish tank. We're going to keep the biggest fish of the weekend live for the weekend in the tank so kids can see it, and it's just a fun interactive thing for the whole family.
So whether you're looking to buy your dream boat or just taking great waterfront vibes, there's going to be something for everyone. From the open waters of the National Harbor, I'm Noel James for CTV News.
All right, thanks, Noel. He looked like he was having so much fun on that boat. I want to go do the same, I think.
Right. I've been here for like 4 years now, and I've never heard of the boat show. So,
really?
No.
Okay, well, then you're going to have to go. Yeah. And if you're wondering what other events are going to be happening this weekend,
don't worry, because Brittany Aaliyah has us covered in another segment of What's the Move.
Hello, friends, and happy Thursday. Let's kick things off with something so cute, and I hardly ever talk about the fur babies, but the 13th annual running of the Chihuahuas is down at the wharf on Saturday. These races will feature 150 cute little Chihuahuas racing along a 60-foot racetrack. Oh my God, how adorable. There will also be a beer garden, a DJ, cocktails, and pet-friendly prizes. Go check these cute little guys out or even participate if you own one. Now, for all of my millennials, guess who's coming to the Howard Theater on Saturday? Let me give you some hints, okay? On the hotline, nothing but a number, your body. Yes, Pretty Ricky. Yeah, let us never forget those classic hits in that era of music. You know what I mean? It was just good. And my girls, they know what I'm talking about. And if you want to relive it, now is your chance. Saturday, 8 p.m. at the Howard Theater. All right, and while we're on the subject of music, how about we throw in some food, art, dance, and fashion? You're probably thinking, Brittany, where is all of that happening? Around the World Embassy Tour. Passport DC is back this month, and we're kicking things off at the embassies. Now, I go to this every year, and visiting the embassies is so much fun. Let's see, last time I went, I ate some good food, listened to some live music. I had some beautiful henna put on my arm. Please, please don't miss this opportunity to explore different countries and their traditions. It's really a great time and a fun experience. And speaking of around the world, how about out of this world? Listen up, Star Wars lovers. May the 4th be with you is on Sunday, and Prince George's County Plaza Community Center is celebrating it with a fitness walk. Look, the summer is fastly approaching, guys, and I know some of you are trying to get those extra steps in, but how cool would it be to do it during a Star Wars themed walk? Doesn't that sound good? Well, you can do just that on Sunday from 10 to noon. That's it for What's the Move? Oh, and happy Cinco de Mayo on Monday. Make sure you grab a margarita or two for me this weekend. You know, look out for your girl. Take care, everyone.
I cannot believe it's May already.
I know, can you believe it?
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna see about having that drink for Brittany. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Order one for her.
Don't go anywhere.
That's right, Simon Bugs is here with our Thursday sports page. Simon?
Stay right there, sports fans, because I have some softball highlights for you and a recap of the Washington Capitals playoff game against the Montreal Canadiens. You don't want to miss this.
The drug scene in Maryland is changing. Fentanyl and xylazine are being added to street drugs, and you may not even know it. Xylazine is not even intended for humans, and fentanyl is an opioid 50 times stronger than heroin and contributed to over 80% of overdose deaths in our state. Anyone who uses drugs, even occasionally, is at risk of overdose. To learn more, visit stopoverdose.maryland.gov or call or text 988.
Now, guys, I know you had to wait, but your Thursday sports page has arrived. We begin with some softball news as the Eleanor Roosevelt Lady Raiders look to add one more to the win column yesterday afternoon as they hosted Bladensburg. Roosevelt's Samaya Smith showed off her hitting power during the matchup, as this hit from her was enough to get her to first base. Then first turned to second, second turned to third, and before you know it, the Lady Mustangs were unable to recover, and Smith ended up hitting a homer for her squad to add a run to their total. But Roosevelt's great play didn't stop there as pitcher Bree McCullen locked in and threw 2 straight strikes to get an out for her team. The Lady Mustangs played good defense too at times, like after this bunt by Roosevelt, Bladensburg's pitcher wasted no time throwing it to the team's first baseman to get an out. And fast forward to later on in the matchup, Bladensburg had a big hit of their own as this double by a Lady Mustang resulted in 3 runs scored for the team. The Lady Raiders kept their foot on the gas as the game went on, and plays like this home run hit further the gap between Roosevelt and Blade. In the end, Bladensburg proved to be no match for Roosevelt as the blue and white won the game 17-4. Roosevelt will take the field next against Suitland tomorrow, while Bladensburg's next opponent will be Bowie tomorrow as well. In other news, the Washington Capitals punched their ticket to the second round of the playoffs last night. The Caps won Game 5 of their series against the Montreal Canadiens to win the series 4-1. This is Washington's first playoff series win since winning the Stanley Cup back in 2018. And right winger Tom Wilson credited his teammates for finally being able to break through and go on to the next round.
The last couple of years we haven't been able to advance, but to the group in there, it doesn't, you know, I guarantee if you ask a bunch of those guys, they're not thinking about 2-3 years ago, they're not thinking about 5 years ago. Obviously it's on the guys that have been here to lead the way, but the guys the pieces that we've added and what they've brought to the group have been huge adds, and they've contributed huge. So we have a great culture and we have a great core here, but all those pieces that have come in this offseason and built this team is kind of what it's all about. So we've had a really fun time as a group, and we'll just keep moving forward.
The Capitals will take the ice next against the Carolina Hurricanes for round 2. Should be a good series. Meantime, some disappointing news from the Washington Mystics as guard Georgia O'Moore suffered a right ACL injury during a team practice earlier in the week. O'Moore was the number 6 pick in this year's draft out of Kentucky. This injury couldn't have come at a worse time for the Australian native, as the season is set to begin in just a couple of weeks. The team plans on evaluating her options moving forward. Definitely wishing you a speedy recovery, Georgia. And wrapping up sports, the Baltimore Orioles took down the New York Yankees last night 5-4. Their next opponent will be the Kansas City Royals tomorrow at 7:05. And that wraps up your Thursday sports page. Simon Buggs, CTV Sports.
Thanks, Simon. Now we're going to take a look at our 3-day weather forecast.
And if you have plans this weekend, you might want to plan ahead and bring your umbrella. Scattered showers will fill up the night skies tonight, and the rain will continue throughout the weekend, with Friday having a high of 87 and a low of 66.
On Saturday, we drop slightly to a high of 85 with a low of 61. Sunday, we get even cooler with a high of 71 and a low of 58. And now for our community calendar. Today kicks off Asian American Pacific Islander and South Asian Heritage Month, and the city of Fort Washington is ready to celebrate.
They will be hosting a celebration this Saturday, May 3rd at Harmony Hall Regional Center from 1 to 4 p.m. So get the chance to experience the culture and traditions through live music, dance performances, crafts, food, and more.
This event is free and open to everyone. And that wraps up CTV News for now. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you again tomorrow. Have a good night.